Hoy, en UFC Conectado, Paddy, Pimblett y McCann revelan cómo trabajan internamente el equipo de Next Generation Gym.
Imagine being able to live your dream with one of your best friends. There's no act, it's just real.
Khalil Roundtree detalla su memorable viaje de un muchacho con sobrepeso a un contendiente de la UFC.
I want to be able to tell a story with my life.
Y graduados de Contender Series comparten su opinión sobre el show y cómo han llevado sus carreras al próximo nivel.
The Contender Series is the best stepping stone for an individual to blow up in the UFC.
Big kick, and that will do it.
Hola y bienvenidos a UFC Conectado. El Next Generation Gym en Liverpool es la casa de dos de los favoritos de los fans, Paddy, de Paddy Pimblett, y Meatball McCann. Desde que se unieron a la UFC, sus controversiales personalidades y entretenidos estilos de pelea irrumpieron en el mundo de las artes marciales mixtas. Hoy viajamos al norte de Inglaterra para enterarnos de más de este equipo en Campo de Batalla.
Okay, guys, get your stuff on, get your head guards on, get your gloves on, come on.
When I first found an interest in UFC, it was clear to me that there wasn't anywhere I was going to be able to do it locally. I moved to America in my early 20s. I moved into a gym which was called Next Generation. The jiu-jitsu they taught was very MMA focused. It became apparent to me that this was the way that I wanted to do things when I got back to the UK as well. I didn't want a gym that was plain and boring, because that's not us either. Downstairs, we got alien graffiti and made it look like it was a spaceship sort of vibe.
Okay, guys, if you do jiu-jitsu, let's go, come on.
My main qualification or credential is my 3rd degree Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu black belt.
Obviously, Paul's a heavy-set man. People look at him and go, what? He's not a coach. Come in the gym and watch him coach then.
Drop this knee, drag the hip, seatbelt, toes, pressure.
A lot of MMA coaches are ex-fighters. I had 2 amateur MMA fights back in the day. I'm not a professional MMA fighter, that's not me. I've always been the other person. It's not my own success that I'm interested in, I'm invested in other people's success. My 2 right-hand men, my coaches, were also trained by me. Ellis is a phenomenal coach.
He said, look, I see you coaching in here. Anytime you want to finish fighting, you come to me and tell me. And from there, you're going to be my assistant coach.
In a very selfish way, it's good for us all that Ellis retired, because the team wouldn't be doing as good as it is.
Now drop.
Adam, where he's took a step back from fighting, he's took a step forward in coaching, and we're the best we've ever been now, by a mile.
Liverpool's own Meatball, McCann!
I'll never forget the first time I seen this skinny little lad with these big braces, and he was just all gangly like that. It's like, hi lad. It's like, I'm Paddy. It's like, hi, I'm Molly.
McCann on the shoulders, and Paddy Pimblett there.
She's like my big sister, and we're there for each other all the time.
McCann, big hurts.
Yeah, Terrell's trying to tie up.
See everything, and it's over.
They've been friends for a lot of years. They've grown up together, they've been through the sport together. They've seen each other's ups and downs. Both of them are genuinely amazed that they're in the position that they're in now. They just love it and they just want to share that experience together.
The fact that we don't have to go to the UFC on our own always helps.
We've seen the past 2 times when they've been on the same card together, it's been magic. We've created the show and ran away with the show.
Well, we are not in London, England, but I'm not sure McCann has ever been this excited to make a walk and compete on the greatest proving ground in the sport. Oh, nice left-hand connection and a right for McCann.
Oh my goodness,
He's an animal.
Oh, that's him. Oh, there we go. Oh, yes. Oh my goodness. Yes,
Come on. What a fight, McCann. Paddy the Baddy Pimblett, former Cage Warriors featherweight champion, and tonight he makes his UFC debut.
Imagine being able to live your dream with one of your best friends. Yes! There's no act, it's just real.
After an agonising 3-year wait, the combat sports leader is back in the UK. We are all set for a scintillating sporting occasion in the capital city.
I would say UFC London was the highlight of my coaching career so far.
There is Meatball Molly McCann, and look at her, absolutely loving it.
Beaten, let's get in.
Nice shot by Molly McCann. She's stunned with that. This could be it. Spinning elbow KO for Meatball Molly.
She couldn't believe it as much as everyone else in the crowd couldn't believe it. Because she just didn't know how to express her feelings of how happy she was.
She said she didn't know where she was running. And then there was someone holding a pint to her and someone holding a belt. And usually she'd be taking the pint first, wouldn't she? But she took the belt.
Paddy, the baddie. This guy, he is not short on confidence.
Big shot. Body triangle.
He's got the body triangle.
Although, this looks tight.
This could be it. He's done it. Paddy has done it in London.
Paul Rimmer has been my head coach since I started doing MMA. Paul doesn't do it for money or anything like that. He does it to show everyone how far the students can go. He does it for us. I know I wouldn't be here without him. Molly knows that.
It is a carnival atmosphere here in London O2.
It's great for the gym because people are understanding that we're real now. People think, oh, the UFC are talking about them on social media, that's what it's out. People are talking about it because of how good we are, and we'll keep proving doubters wrong. That's how we roll.
Listen, you want equal fans and haters to keep the love, lads, to keep the love.
These two are a package. If you had one of them on a card, yeah, it'd be electric, but having both of them on back-to-back pretty much and having that experience has never been seen in the UFC before, and we see it in the gym every day.
It's great every day that you walk in. Everyone wills everyone else to win. Everyone wants everyone to succeed.
We're all different types of characters, but we gel well together.
We might stand around and have a laugh with each other, but that's because we're all mates. When it comes down to it, our fight results talk for themselves.
I don't know what's next for next gen. I'd love it to be UFC world titles. That's going to be in maybe a couple of years. I'd love to see some of the kids coming through the kids programs. I'd love to see more of my students get the black belts. We're not just about, oh, there's our success, great. We're like, okay, what are we going to do next? How are we going to raise the bar? I'm looking forward to seeing what the next 20 years hold for us.
Llegó la hora de hacer una pausa, pero al regreso, Khalil Roundtree detalla su memorable viaje de un muchacho con sobrepeso a un contendiente de la UFC. El peso semicompleto de la UFC, Khalil Roundtree, acostumbra a superar las adversidades. Bullying y la pérdida de su padre a temprana edad llevó a Khalil a batallar depresión y abuso de sustancias. Buscando un cambio, se inscribió en un gimnasio de MMA para mejorar su salud, una decisión que cambiaría su vida. Roundtree se convirtió en un peleador de clase mundial y está determinado a utilizar su plataforma en la UFC para inspirar a otros. Veamos más de su increíble historia en Orígenes.
Khalil Roundtree Jr.
12 years that I've been fighting. I don't want to wait until I'm a champion to be able to tell my story. Being a 300-pound kid on the brink of suicide, burdened by depression, not knowing what to do in my life. I just want to be able to share that and really inspire people that feel just like I do. Because maybe those are some lives that I can change. And so when I come in here, man, that's my focus. I want to be able to tell a story with my life.
I grew up in Las Vegas, Nevada, and I actually feel like it's pretty rare because I never really heard of many people coming from this place. So I'm really happy to be showing people, you know, what it's like to come from here. Growing up, there were a lot of obstacles that we had to overcome as a family. My mom and dad together had a really good plan for a future together, and my dad was working to make that happen.
Khalil's dad was a road manager for Boys to Men. He traveled a lot because he had various, groups that he went on tour with.
My dad always liked to wear jewelry, and he was just a really clean-cut guy. And he was a big guy. I think he was 6'5", 320, just jacked. And on one of the shows that they had in Chicago in 1992, there was a disturbance from some guys that he didn't know. Turns out that they were actually there to rob him. One of the guys had a firearm, shot him in the head while he was, defending himself against two guys. When my dad passed, I was only 2. High school was one of the toughest times and eras of my life. Popularity was more important, what clothes you had, and I didn't fit any of those boxes. I wore all black clothing, painted my nails black, probably had black eyeliner. I had 2 lip rings. My ears were stretched out in plugs. Just like a walking billboard of stay the hell away from me. I was way too shy and just internally scarred from being bullied. And towards the end of high school, I started smoking and just eating unhealthily. I got myself up to 305 pounds at 19 years old. And that drove my mental health down too because I didn't feel good about myself. That's when I started experimenting with drinking at a really early age. It was a pretty bad time. My health was going down, and there was a night my heart felt like it was gonna stop, and it scared me. Something snapped in my mind where okay, I have to do something differently. I couldn't live the same way that I was living anymore. My brother was a fan of MMA, and from the moment I saw Rampage Jackson tear a door off of the wall of The Ultimate Fighter, I was like, this has to be for me. Tell me what I gotta do to be like that guy.
Khalil's been a fighter from day one, and I think he always wanted to be more than just what life handed him. Losing his father and overweight and depression things and stuff like that. A lot of people don't succeed in life through those things. Day by day, he's really learning to take those things, harness it, and point it in the right direction. And now you're seeing a lot of the good, positive things come out of it.
About 3 months into training, I told my coach, I think I can do this. I want you to sign me up. He's like, you need to lose 100 pounds, 205 instead of 305. So that became my next addiction, was okay, how am I gonna get all this weight off?
Fighting out of Las Vegas, Nevada, Khalil Roundtree.
My first fight, it was the most pressure that I ever felt in my life.
And Roundtree teeing off already. That right hand dropped Jomar. That's gonna be it.
But I went out there and I won the fight, and everybody was cheering, and I was like, whoa. It was just a completely different experience than what I was used to. I just knew that I wanted to do it again.
Khalil Roundtree has done it again, my word!
The third fight that I had professionally was only to be eligible to get into The Ultimate Fighter. Everything that I wanted, which was to be in the UFC, even though I only had 3 professional fights, it was all riding on that third fight. I went out and tried to end the fight early. The guy clipped me, I fell.
Hooking punches, catches Roundtree with an uppercut!
And before the second round, I win by knockout.
Khalil Roundtree. Big come on, one punch KO!
Khalil Roundtree.
We woke up the next day, drove back to Vegas, had 1 sleep, and then the Ultimate Fighter tryouts. I'm gonna be the next Ultimate Fighter, and I'm gonna put on a show. A damn good one.
That guy's an animal. advancing to the house, Khalil Roundtree.
The Ultimate Fighter was one of my favorite experiences I've ever had. Every day was about training.
I worked very hard to get here. I just want to be able to put on a great performance so people want to continue to see me fight.
That's it. Winner by TKO, Khalil.
I'm thankful, man. It's been a long journey to get to this position. MMA is the first sport that I've ever really participated in. Before that, I was 300 pounds, just out of shape. I didn't have any goals, any direction. And now I'm here, the same place that had me change my life. And now I'm able to set that example for somebody else.
There was nothing bigger than me wanting to get that UFC contract and start to make a difference for my family.
Khalil Roundtree Jr., a lot of adversity in his life. Father passed away at the age of 2.
He started doing this for weight loss. Guess what? It worked.
Oh, massive knee from Roundtree Jr. Wow.
Early on, what drove him was just survival. But I think now he's motivated on success. I think he's realizing that if you want something in this life, you have to put everything you have into it.
Khalil Roundtree Jr. closes the show!
Roundtree shutting up everybody.
Success in the UFC to me feels like getting messages from fans saying thank you for sharing where you come from, because that's made me lose weight or start MMA. To me, that's what success feels like. It's to be happy to know that what I've done made a difference for others too.
Roundtree folds him. That'll do it. Khalil Roundtree victorious again.
I do believe that it would be amazing to be the UFC light heavyweight champion and have this belt, but that's not the most important thing to me in life. As long as I'm putting out good stuff in the world, then I'm okay.
If Khalil Sr. was here, he would tell Khalil, be your best at all that you do and always be the authentic man that you are.
I want to continue his legacy and live my life in a way that he would be proud of.
Khalil Roundtree Jr., ladies and gentlemen.
Y hacemos otra pausa, pero al regreso, graduados de Contender Series comparten su opinión sobre el show y cómo han llevado sus carreras al próximo nivel. Desde el estreno de Dana White Contender Series, hemos visto a lo mejor del nuevo talento de MMA alrededor del mundo. Decenas de estrellas del programa han demostrado su valor con momentos icónicos en el octágono. Hablamos con algunos alumnos de Contender acerca de competir por un contrato en el show y de cómo disparó sus carreras.
The Contender Series is the best stepping stone for an individual to blow up in the UFC.
Dana White's Contender Series gives these guys this rare opportunity.
You just can't perform like come and win. You gotta perform.
You can get in, and now you have your debut.
You have to impress the boss. You have to impress Dana White. You have to impress the matchmakers, Sean Shelby and Mick Maynard.
You have to show that you're exciting. You have to show that you're something that they would want to invest in.
Boom! One shot is all it takes.
It's bigger than the actual sport. These contracts that are offered, they can change your life and life of your families.
Every fight's the most important fight. But that fight is the most important times about 100.
I called it the most intense job interview in the world.
Young up-and-comers are presented with the opportunity to prove themselves worthy of a UFC contract.
These are UFC-level fights that are two of the toughest guys they could find at that weight class.
It's a real good trial for fighters because you're getting matched up with somebody who's probably got a similar record and you guys both have the same end goal.
Everybody's going in there to get a contract.
Welcome to the Sugar Show. I like it a lot, buddy. 4-5 KO.
Everybody's going in there to try and knock each other's head off because they want to look good in front of Dana.
People that are looking for the high-impact wins, the memorable fights, these top-tier finishes.
When you bring Dana White to his feet, that's good for your career.
When I heard about Dana White's Contender Series, I knew this was the show for me.
When I first heard about the Contender Series, I immediately hit up my manager that day and I told him I wanted to get on it.
My coach told me, you're gonna get on Contender. I just knew that that was kind of the path for me. You get a UFC level of production.
You have a lot more lights and cameras. They give us a sport bra and shorts, but they don't say UFC. It's like Contender Series. It's like you're almost in, but you're not. You get to shoot all these like really cool like action videos.
You've never had makeup put on you. You've never had a limo take you from the airport to the event.
You walk out and there's no music. It's very eerie.
Very small crowd, if any. Just a couple of friends and family of each guy.
You see Dana White sitting cage side. You see the matchmakers there.
Fighting in a room in front of Dana is nerve-wracking as hell.
If you lose that fight, you don't know how long it's gonna be before you get that opportunity to be in the UFC again.
You're almost on edge. Like, I gotta perform, and I also have to win, and I also have to impress Dana White.
I think that's what the show's designed for, is to test your fortitude when you walk out there and you're staring at him.
You're getting a lot of pressure put on you already, and the best tend to shine. It gave me an extra drive. It gave me an extra push.
I could use that energy to motivate myself and prove worthy of the contract.
Fight's on. Here we go.
You also want to wow the crowd. They remember who I was, whether it was famous or infamous.
This is a huge opportunity. Let's see how bad they want it.
It's just made for fighters to succeed.
He's down. What a fight.
Dana knows exactly who this kid is now, and if things keep going the way they're going, that kid's going to be signed.
After the fight, they take us back, they sit us in a row, and then there's a TV right in front of you, and you see yourself. And then on the other half of the TV, you see Dana White.
Where do I begin with this one? So
you don't know. Even though you're confident, like, okay, I think I'm gonna get it, you really don't know because 3 no's in a row, and then your turn comes up, you're like, man, am I gonna get this contract?
Even if you have a really great win, there's a lot of guys that don't get picked up because there's just something missing or there's just something not there.
You're looking at the screen and you're just praying like, come on, give me my contract, give me this contract.
I can't say enough good things about her. Tracy, come on over here, you're in.
Tracy Cortez, congrats.
Then you hear those words from Dana. We're gonna take them.
And this a dream come true.
Yeah, you're in.
Yes.
Like the ultimate sense of relief. It was, I'm in the UFC. I am a UFC fighter. I will be fighting the best people from here on out.
I walked off with a contract and a happy life.
That entire experience prepped us a little bit for how the UFC is gonna work.
It's like the stepping stone for the big stage.
It was something that I didn't know I needed. I needed that experience. It really got me prepared for my actual debut.
When it is time to make the real walk, it's like you've been there already.
Once you experience that, you're like, I don't want to go back. You want to punch your ticket here and stay here for a long time.
Introducing first, flying out of the blue corner.
Contender Series definitely changed my life.
Now that I don't have to work a 9-to-5 job, I can focus on fighting, I can focus on my tools and my technique, and I could have only done that through Contender Series. It's given me my stardom to the UFC. It's helped me gain experiences that are once-in-a-lifetime experiences.
You're getting your name out there, and you're getting people to see who you are.
It did help catapult me to be who I am today.
This guy's got the chance to be a superstar.
Quality of fighters coming out of the Contender Series is an exceptional level.
Explosive, exciting up-and-comers that are looking to make a name for themselves.
As soon as you get off the show, guys are getting tossed into really high-profile, tough fights and thriving.
I think Contender Series will definitely have a champion.
I think we will see a Contender Series champion right here.
I plan on being one of those.
Contender Series champion in your future, that'll be me.
This is the step they wanted and step they need to take to bring everything to the next level.
For your career, it's huge. It's huge for the promoting aspect. It's huge for you. It's huge for your family.
Come on, man. Help me quit my day job.
That's exactly what the Contender Series does. It changes people's lives.
Told you, your day would come.
I'm extremely grateful I had that opportunity to do it.
I'm 100% sure that is the best way to get to the UFC.
The actual TV show Contender Series is one of the best things the UFC has done in the recent history.
Así terminamos este episodio. Contáctanos y comparte tus opiniones en línea usando el hashtag UFC Conectado. Hasta la próxima.